When the cover was blown, the truth didn't come out, it ran for its life. Last time, we uncovered the first layer of a billion-naira scandal that rocked Nigeria's education system. Zakari Jalo, a celebrated technocrat and head of the One Child, One Future program, was accused of orchestrating the disappearance of billions meant for free education. We met Musa Dangana, the quiet whistleblower who vanished after exposing the truth, and Halima Danlami, the fearless journalist now being followed and threatened. But what no one knew then was that the real criminals hadn't even entered the spotlight yet. This isn't just a story of embezzlement. This is a story of betrayal at the highest level and the true cost of silence. After her exposé, Halima thought the worst was over. But she was wrong. A secret source, someone who claimed to work for the National Intelligence Agency, contacted her with a chilling message. Jalo is just a broker. The real power is behind the curtain. The source provided files, confidential government documents, foreign wire transfers, and surveillance photos. What they revealed was terrifying. The education fund had been used as a front to launder election money, to reward political allies, and to finance private militias. The companies receiving the contract, owned by wives, nephews, and housekeepers of high-ranking officials. One name kept popping up: Honorable Senator Bola Etemi, the head of the Senate Committee on Education and a man with untouchable influence in the north. Halima's investigation widened. She discovered that Senator Etemi had secured over 62 billion naira in contracts from the Education Trust, using 3 shell companies registered in Dubai and Johannesburg. One of them, Silverpath Solutions, had received a single payment of 9 billion naira, supposedly to build smart classrooms in Zamfara. Not a single classroom was ever built. The money, traced to an offshore account under a different name, but the signature matched Bola's cousin, a former driver turned executive director. Halima's team confronted the Ministry of Education. They denied everything. Zakari Jalo refused interviews. And then, the source from the NI was found dead in a hotel in Calabar. Public outrage grew. Students began protesting. Teachers marched. International watchdogs began circling. Suddenly, the president's office announced a probe into the scandal. Zakari Jalo was suspended. Senator Etemi disappeared from public view. But something strange happened next. Musa Dangana, the whistleblower who had gone missing, was found alive. Barely. He was rescued by a local fisherman in Cross River. Beaten, drugged and dumped, but alive. He said he was taken to an underground holding area and questioned repeatedly, not by police, but men in military fatigues with no badges. "Who are you working for?" they asked. "Who else knows? What files did you give the journalist?" Halima got a tip. A mysterious man calling himself Yusuf offered her a deal: immunity and protection for her and Musa if she dropped the story. He claimed to work for a unit above the presidency. "They don't want to kill you," he said. "But they will, if you keep digging." Halima refused. Instead, she reached out to an international news network. Within a week, the story aired globally. Education scandal deepens, Nigerian officials accused of international money laundering. Then, chaos erupted. A Senate hearing was scheduled. Zakari Jalo was arrested, but not by the EFCC. By private security men, operating under presidential orders. Senator Etemi surfaced in South Africa, protected by diplomatic immunity. And the public, confused, angry and betrayed. Musa testified via video at a closed-door session with the African Union Anti-Corruption Task Force. Halima released a 100-page digital report online. Over 3 million Nigerians read it within 48 hours. The report exposed the full network. 17 government officials. 6 former ministers. 4 governors, current and former, and 1 vice presidential aide. All tied to the systematic theft of over 172 billion naira in school funding over 6 years. The plan was never just about stealing. It was about consolidating power, funding private political armies, and silencing the next generation before they could rise. Zakari Jalo was arraigned, but the court proceedings stalled. His lawyers filed countless motions. Evidence mysteriously disappeared. Senator Etemi remained abroad. His properties in Metoma and Banana Island were untouched. The president formed a committee to review the recommendations, but weeks passed then months with no action. And one night, Musa Dangana disappeared again. This time, no one ever found him. Halima went underground. Her last tweet before disappearing read, "When justice is delayed and the guilty are celebrated, what happens to the children whose futures were sold? Did the system protect its own? Was Musa silenced for good, or is he still alive, watching from the shadows? And what happened to the missing billions? Were they really used to fund campaigns, or was there something far more sinister beneath it all? You decide." Because in a country where classrooms remain empty and mansions remain full, sometimes the only thing more dangerous than the truth is, who's willing to bury it? When the money meant for tomorrow is stolen today, who answers to the children left behind? Do you think justice will ever truly be served in a case like this? Should Halima have gone underground, or kept fighting no matter the risk? If this happened in your state, would you rise up or remain silent? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Just when we thought we had seen the worst of institutional betrayal, another dark truth is beginning to surface, and this one is even more chilling. A prestigious university hospital, bright-eyed medical students and world-class training facilities. But beneath the polished floors and white coats lies a horrifying secret that students are now courageously speaking out about. Were patients being treated, or were they being harvested? Is this Nigeria's most elite medical institution, or a front for something far more sinister? In our next story, we peel back the sterile mask of respectability to reveal what's really going on behind the surgical curtains. University hospital or organ market? Students reveal shocking secrets. This is not fiction. This is happening. And what you hear will shake you to your very core. Stay tuned to the dark truth files of time immemorial.